Alright, so what I'm going to talk about is nanotechnology, and then as well as friction with animals. And so two animals that I saw that use this, one is a snake, and so there's the snake, and the other is that gecko. And so obviously the gecko is kind of similar to what's in the book, but what I didn't know about the snake was that snakes usually they're looked and perceived as smooth and just scales. And so what I saw when I looked at what this was talking about in the Discover magazine, it was saying that they actually have microscopic hairs which are less than 400 nanometers wide, um, and they're called microfibrils. And I've grown up playing with snakes my whole life, and I had no idea about anything like that. And so what the hair does is it all points in one direction. And so all those hairs, I think it's about a 200 nanometers raised from the skin. And what it does is it prevents it, or it creates friction so that the snake does not slide backwards as it's going uphill, for example. And so it can keep it in a propelled forward motion. And so friction is obviously two things pressed against one another with a force that causes the objects to slow down. And so with that, it's like I said, for example, if the snake was to go backwards, then it would slow down, and the friction from the nanotechnology hairs that are on its scales prevent it from doing so. As well as the gecko, I learned that the gecko can literally hold itself, this one that it was talking about, can at least hold itself from the ceiling with one finger. And so I had no idea that nanotechnology had anything to do with anything in nature like animals and those things, as well as like for survival. Because if the snake didn't have that, it wouldn't be able to go uphill. It would literally just kind of just slide because it's so smooth and slick. And so it kind of is like a survival thing that it needs to be able to move forward and move around and move the way that it does without having to exert so much energy that honestly it would probably just not survive without that.